Do you ever feel like you're spinning your wheels with too many ideas and not enough results? In this episode, I'm going to show you how to move from scattered to strategic by simplifying your focus and creating a business that actually flows with ease, that flows with your life. Welcome to Flourish, the podcast for faith-driven mompreneurs who are ready to release overwhelm, create sustainable, healthy habits, and build purpose-driven businesses aligned with their faith, family, and vision. I'm Stephanie Book, a transformational mindset, wellness, and business coach. I'm here to equip you with the tools, mindset shifts, and encouragement to help you flourish. If you're ready to grow a thriving life and business while staying aligned with your faith, purpose, and priorities, you're in the right place. You are worthy and capable of living a full and flourishing life. Success isn't just possible, it's meant for you. Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to the Flourish Podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I am so glad that you are here. I know that today's episode is going to speak to you, whether you have a business or not. I know we all need systems. We all need ways to help us show up more strategically, more in line with the things that are important to us. And so I am excited to dive in today and help you walk through a few steps to help make this a little bit simpler, a little bit easier. So again, my name is Stephanie, and I am a clarity and purpose strategist. This is where I like to help faith-driven women simplify their businesses, grow with confidence, and align their work with God's calling. I love being able to step in, and this podcast is just another way that I get to come in and help you learn some of the things that I've learned along the way to help you move forward in the things that are important to you. So if you ever had a notebook full of ideas, a to-do list, and it just feels endless, you're not exactly seeing progress, but you're doing all the things, you're not alone. I hear this from many women out there, men and women, really, honestly, but I have been there myself, where there's so many different things that are on our hearts, our minds that we want to do. There's ways that we want to step in, but there's so much clutter in our brains that we just don't know where to do. So today we're going to talk about how to go from that scattered to strategic by simplifying our focus so that our business or our life actually feels doable and it flows with our life and it's not like in the way of our life. So I'm excited. So we're going to dive in and let's do that today. Does this resonate with you? You're excited. You have lots of ideas, but you feel overwhelmed. You're trying to do it all. You jump from one thing to another, but never finish anything. That's me. Oh my goodness. How many of you have done this where you're like, okay, you are on your mission. Maybe it's even just something simple in your life. Like, okay, I am going to do a load of laundry. So you go get that load of laundry. You're going to go into the bedroom or where the hamper is, and you're going to grab that. But then you look up, you're like, oh, I didn't make the bed yet. So then you make the bed. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to go separate the laundry. Oh, wait a second, this reminds me, I never called the doctor to make an appointment for my son. So I better go do that right now before I forget, right? And then we go back, oh, crud. And like a half hour later, we haven't even started the laundry or whatever it is, whether it's like house things or business things. I can give you lots of examples. Okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write an email. Okay, but wait. Oh, before I do the email, I got to make sure that I call the doctor again, right? Or, before I write that email, did I ever post on social media? Oh, I got to make sure I do my morning post. Oh, wait. Oh, crud. There is a response from somebody that's on my messenger. Well, I should probably respond to that. Then I will do the post. Then I'll go back to my email and then the phone rings, right? It's scattered. There's all those things are things we want to do. They're all good things, but they're scattered. There's no rhythm. And the thing that we had set out to do doesn't get done at all because all of the other things, the distractions, the scatteredness that we feel. I remember when I was trying to organize so many different things in my life. I would try to, this podcast, for instance, I'd be like, okay, today's the day I'm going to record my podcast. But then all these different things come up and then they came in front of it. I didn't have a system in place. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. So I would come to the day of my podcast and I'd be like, okay, I need to do my podcast today so I can have it ready for Monday. But then I also need to make sure I know what I'm going to talk about. But then also, I talked about it, but do I really know? Do I need to do some research, right? All these different things happen. I should probably write this out. What am I going to share? How am I going to do this? Oh, wait, what am I going to wear? Are my clothes clean, right? All these different things. I remember feeling like that. It's exhausting, right? When we have so many things, I'm sure that it makes you nervous even talking about it because I've been there. I've gone where I've had so many different things on my brain, and then I'm scattered. I'm not getting anything done. And nothing was actually moving forward. So by the end of the day, I would look and be like, what did I do today? If you resonate with that, if we were on a Zoom, I'd be like, put a 1 in the chat if anybody's felt like that way, because I think we all feel like that. Scattered focus is not productive, right? It's like spinning our wheels. It's focus, right? But it's scattered. There's no rhythm to it. There's no rhyme to it. It's just all over the place. And so I want to help you learn a few different things to help you find that clarity so that you're moving towards what's most important. Clarity matters more than hustle. Without clarity, action just feels like busy work. You're doing the things, but nothing adds up. With clarity, even small, tiny baby steps, they have momentum. I talk a lot about that, how little baby steps add up one after another. So when you know exactly who you're serving and how, one post can lead directly to a conversation, a client, or an opportunity. And then you're like, well, how is that possible? But when you have that direction, when you have that specificity, that's a hard word to say, a specificity, then you know exactly who you're serving and how that one specific action that you're doing can go so much farther because it's actually directly helping the person that you are wanting to serve. I have found that over time, when I become more and more clear of who I'm serving and how I'm serving them, what my message is specifically, it really does help some of that focus. Now, we are talking about like organizing all the different tasks and stuff like that. That is a whole other area. And I actually just did a Flourish TV on that. So just talked a little bit about how you could do a weekly brain dump and how you can start bringing that scattered to focus in a strategic way for your life and just all the different things that we're holding in our brain. But the thing I wanted to talk about today was having that clarity of movement towards what we want to create or who we're wanting to help. And so every little bit of this scatteredness that we can have in our lives, when the more clarity we have, the more focus we have, the more we step into the one thing that we're doing, the easier it is, the more free we feel. And so I want to help you do that, So you say, Stephanie, that's great. That sounds great. But what does it really matter? Like, what is the cost of overcomplication? Overcomplication looks like trying every tool, chasing every shiny object, or making things harder than they need to be. Anybody else do that? We overcomplicate things, but we can actually simplify things by just having a narrow focus, a little bit more of a specific focus on what we're doing and why we're doing it. So often in business, sometimes we think we need to go big or we need to do grand, huge, different movements to be able to make action. And I know there's been times where I'm like, I need to learn this specific platform. I need to step in and understand exactly how to do every part of this. And what I've realized is, honestly, it's better to get the email out with a very basic, hey, how are you? My story, all the information, than it is that it looks beautiful, that it has all the links put together, that all the funnel is all together. Those things are great. And as you learn how to put those in your plan, you're strategically putting them in, then you can start expanding on those. But sometimes when we're just wanting to focus on that clarity, like, who are we serving? Why are we serving? Do they care right now that everything looks beautiful and perfect? Do they care that your funnel is exactly flowing the way they want it to be? No. They just want to be like, how can you serve me? How can you help me? What are the things that you can share with me every day? And that's what's most important, is focusing on that. So when you have that clarity, when you have that specificity, then you are able to really focus on the things that are most important, that's going to move the needle forward. And so when we are overcomplicating things, that will also lead to avoidance. You'll think, I'll figure it out later, but then that later never comes, right? So when I was trying to do the fancy emails with the extra things before I learned how to do it, I would spend so much time working on making sure all those little elements were working together, that here it was later on a Friday afternoon and the email never went out because I was like, well, I don't want to send it Friday night, and it's too late to send it then. And like, oh, okay, well, then maybe I'll do it later. And I spent so much time worrying about all the little specific things that I didn't really focus on. How was I going to help the person instead of focusing on how am I going to help the person? Why am I sending this email in the first place? It's to serve you and to be able to help you with different things, or share the exciting things that are going on in my life, or the ways that I can help you, or connect with you. And those are the things that are important. Being able to communicate those things that you want to communicate. It's not whether or not the email is perfect, or you use the right funnel, or you use the right system. There's so many different things that we can step in when we have that clarity and the purpose why we're doing that. And I think that when I started to understand that, it took a lot of the pressure off, and more things started getting done because I wasn't so worried about that perfection or overcomplicating things, but just that simplicity. Simplicity is a strategy. The fastest way to move forward isn't doing more, it's doing less with focus. So start with one person, one offer, one rhythm for showing up. Don't try to do all the different things. Focus on one thing. And when you have that one thing and it's in a rhythm and it's strategically put together and you have a plan and you're in that rhythm of doing that, then you can put in the next thing, right? I think so often we think that we need to do all the things, but when we focus on the one thing, it makes a big difference. We focus on that one person that we're serving, it makes a difference. And so if you are in business, this is going to help. You're going to find that clarity. You're going to find out why you're helping that person, who the person is that you're helping, and how you can help them. And those specific things help you get more and more narrowed in on what you can do. And then it makes choosing the next steps even easier, because then you know exactly what's important. Does your person really care about whether the email looks beautiful with all the special links, or do they just want to know what's most important or how you're going to help them? And so obviously, if you are a graphic designer, you're going to want to focus a lot on the graphics that you're providing, right? But if you are sending some tips about organization, they want to see, how do I organize my closet? They don't need to know all the different fancy things that you can do. And so I'm just telling you this because I think that when you find that one person, that one offer, that one rhythm, it helps you have that clarity and helps you show up better. And it takes the pressure off of ourselves. When I focus on one thing, one specific offer, one specific person, I know exactly who I'm speaking to. And then I know the best way that I can help her because I've got her in mind and I know exactly what it is that she needs, and I can identify with her because I feel like I have walked through so many different things, and there's lots of things that I could share or talk about, but who is it that I want to help the most? And so I can focus on that and have that clarity to move forward in that specific step. Does that make sense? Simplicity isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's showing up, and it actually brings that calm. Like you can even feel that in my heart, in my voice when I'm talking, because when I'm clear, when I know what I'm focused on, it takes away that overcomplication. It takes away the worry. It takes away all of the extra pressure that I'm putting on myself because I'm focusing on one important thing. And it's simple, one thing at a time, right? I tell that a lot with my clients, my health clients, where we're going to focus on one habit at a time. Like our whole premise is one healthy habit at a time, focusing on that one habit. And then you can build upon that other habit, right? We're not going to go run a marathon if we've never even taken a walk for more than a mile, right? So we have steps, we have specific practical steps that we can walk through to get through a framework so that we can move toward what we want to create. So I thought I would talk really quick before we go, a 3-step framework to help you step in and simplify a little bit more. The first thing is define your calling. Ask, what has God already placed on your heart? What problems do you feel burdened to help solve? Like, what is that? Where is God calling you? Whether you're at home and you have a specific way that you want to serve your children or your home, or maybe you have a business, or maybe even in your workplace, why has God placed you there? And what is the way that you can use the abilities that he's given you to serve him best? What kind of problem can you help solve? Are you really good at organization and you'd be like, hey, I can really help the office bring a system in so that everybody knows where everything is when they need it? I don't know. Maybe there's all different kinds of things that where are your strengths? And you can step in and be like, okay, God, you have given me these strengths. How how can I use these better to serve you or step into the things that you've already placed in my heart to work hard? Then identify that person. Like, who is that person that you are drawn to serve? That one woman that you're called to serve. Name her, describe her, think about her. What are the struggles? What are her dreams? What are the things that are on her heart that you know that this is the thing that's going to, like, oh my gosh, that is me. Those are the things that you want to identify. So this helps us a lot in business, but even in life, you can find ways to apply this. Who's that person you're most equipped to help? And I talk about it all the time. My favorite quote is, "You were most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were." So who is that one person? Maybe that is a person that you get to step in and help. We talk about, and the Bible talks all about one mentoring another, and, having an older woman come alongside a younger woman and to walk alongside them and teach them those things because they have walked through those things. And you get to come alongside as the older woman and say, hey, these are some things that I've learned that might help you along the way. But we also get to learn from them as well, because there's new things that the younger woman has learned or has a better idea of technology or has a different perspective. And so you get to learn together. But you want to have that idea of working together and having a clear idea of who it is you're serving and what she needs so that you can show up the best. And then the last thing is, clarifying your offer. Start with one simple way that you can help. What is that one thing that you can do? Not worry about all the different things, all the whistles and all the fancy things that you need to do. But what's the one thing that you could step in and be like, oh, wow. Like, I know that I can help with systems, that I can help find that clarity so that you no longer have to feel stuck or scattered, but you get to feel productive. You get to step in and have a plan in place so you can move forward with ease and no longer feel like you're not getting anything done. You're not spinning around at the end of the day thinking, I did so many things but didn't finish anything. So I hear you and I see you, and I remember feeling scattered like that. And now I can feel so much more clear and free because I have a focus, and I want to help you do that as well. And so one of the things I talk a lot about is this idea of clarity and rhythm and systems, because that's something that I used to need. And now that I have that, and I feel so much better. And of course, I'm always still learning, but I get to step in and help you do that. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. That's why I can talk forever about these systems and clarity, because it makes a big difference. Those little small steps can be a huge difference in how you go through it. So I love being able to help women go from feeling that scattered to having a simplified strategy, a strategic way, going from having scattered to being simplified, to be able to find the way that you can step into rhythm and find the things that you want to focus on, and then being able to focus on those things and put aside some of the other things that are good things and maybe things that you will do later or delegate to somebody else. But I help you find that strategic way to walk through that and get into that clarity that you need so you can move on. In John 15, pruning is talked about. It's a holy work. Jesus says that the Father prunes the branches so they can bear more fruit. Sometimes we have to let go of some of those good things, like I talked about, all the fancy things on the email, so we can focus on the best things. What is it that you're doing? How can you serve? It says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does not bear fruit, he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. That's John chapter 15, 1-5, right? So he prunes us, and we continue to seek the Father in who it is that we are, his purpose he has for us, how we can step in and how we can serve. And so we want to prune out the things that are no longer doing us any good, or maybe distracting us from the most important things, from that clear idea of where he wants us to serve. And it will come over time. Like maybe your focus is here, and then it will expand a little bit more as you step into your purpose, as you step into the things that God is calling you to do, and you can expand on more, because we all have a ton of things that we can share with other people, that we can step in. If you're an entrepreneur like me, I mean, there's so many things I get excited about how I can help other people, but I need to focus on the main things first, and helping you find that system, going from scattered and being discouraged and frustrated to finding that simplicity and finding that strategic way of walking through, so that you can feel lighter, so you can show up and feel really good about the things that you're doing, that you're walking into. So you don't have to do it all. You just get to do the next right thing that God's placed in front of you. And so finding some of those things that we talked about, finding that clarity of what it is that you're meant to do, and then how can you serve? What can you serve? And what will you do to serve? But look at those in little baby steps, and not try to do the whole big picture at once, but small little baby steps. So I know that we've talked about a lot of different things, and I feel like in some ways it was really scattered because I was all over the place, but I think that that's a good thing, because it helps us see like how scattered our brains can feel. And so when we have that clarity, when we can step in and have a focus, and we remove that overcomplication and that scattered feeling, and we get simplicity, we get strategic feeling, strategery sense, right? And so you can use the 3-step framework that I talked about to help you hone in on things that are most important. If you're ready to, you need a little bit more help, or you're feeling like, oh, I need some more help with growth, or get clear, or I have no idea where I want to serve or who I'm supposed to serve. I do have some different packages together that we can talk through, so I can walk you through. I'm working on a 90-day plan that I'm so excited about, to be able to help you find that specific rhythm that you need in your business. But if you are just like, I don't even know where to start, I have a couple different resources for you. I have the Growth Vault that can help you through some of those questions. If you're in business and you're like, I need to know, how do I even figure out who it is I want to serve or what I'm meant to do? The Growth Vault will be a great resource for you. Just put Vault in the comments, and that is absolutely free. It's your roadmap to help you get that clarity. So just put Vault in the comments for that. If you want the Trello board that I talked about on my Flourish TV, make sure you put replay. Did I say that? Put replay in the comments if you wanted to see my most recent Flourish TV, where I talked about scattered to strategic in the ideas and the things that are going on in your brain, to get that clarity in your day-to-day to-do list, and go from a brain dump to strategy. And then if you're just like, I need some help, I just need to talk through it with somebody, I have some free clarity calls that I'm doing right now. They're 20 minutes, and we could just step in and just have a conversation. No pressure there, but sometimes it just helps to talk through it with people and be like, okay, how can I move forward? What is it that I could do differently? Or I really love this. What could I do with that? Or how do I become more productive? Or how do I decide what is the most important in my list? There's so many different things, and it just helps to talk through it. So if you would love to have that conversation, a free conversation, just put clarity in the comments, and I will get that for you as well. We can connect and do that. But friends, I just want you to know that I'm here, and I want to be able to support you. And I do these podcasts, and I do my Flourish TV, and I share what I do because I remember feeling stuck. I remember feeling just scattered and not knowing what to do. And the more that I became clearer on the things that were most important, the person that I wanted to serve and how I could serve them, things just come together more clearly. And I get to come every week and share these podcasts with you of different things that are on my heart, that are on my mind, that I hope will help you as well. So friends, please remember that you are worthy and capable of living a full and flourishing life. Success isn't just possible, it's meant for you. Take care. Thank you for joining me on Flourish. I hope today's episode left you feeling inspired and equipped to take your next step with confidence. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who needs this encouragement. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at steph.book and join our Facebook community of faith-driven women who are ready to flourish. Make sure to check out the show notes for all the ways we can connect and continue this journey of growth together. My friends, remember, you are worthy and capable of living a full and flourishing life. Success isn't just possible, it's meant for you. Take care.